Hello everybody, this is Captain Grizz here, and I just thought I would do a video on showing how to play this particular game. It's been out for a while now, and it's really good. Still has a few bugs, but overall it's just an amazing sub-sim. But again, it has a lot that goes with it, so I'm just going to try and show you some of the things you do while you're at port, how you can go and use some of the tactics U-boat commanders used to use to locate convoys and fleets, which are pretty simple, and show you how to set up torpedo attack. I have a game set up with a massive convoy. I could show you how you set up torpedoes and everything, and just try and explain this as the best I can. So probably get more people involved and get into this, because it truly is an amazing game. So anyway, I'll get right to it. So as you can see, I put some mods on. And these are mods you can download. The way is, when you want to do these mods, you have to go through Steam to fire up the game. Don't just click the game on your desktop. Go through Steam, fire it up, and enable the mods through there, and you'll get them. See, I have a pirate flag, the tiger camouflage all over the U-boat and everything. So anyway, that's for that. Now that we get down on the boat, the idea is, you're going to want to become familiar with everything. We have like these little icons here, so you can turn lights off, power on. You can see a water icon, and you can tell the crew. Click it, and it'll let the crew start getting water out of the taking water out to the bilge, because the bilge will work, but sometimes you'll have water trapped in some of these rooms. So you just click on the water, and it tells the crew, hey, get this out of here, take it to the bilge where you can get it out, and the bilge is right here. Okay, that's the pump right there. So. And anyway, talking about the bilge can be kind of a pain when you are out there trying to attack a convoy or doing something, because if you have like several meters of water in your boat, it's weighing you down. It affects your buoyancy, which is right here. Okay, so it makes it harder for you to try and keep your periscope at a certain depth to make an attack. So, it does make noise. So you want to be careful about when you turn it on, where you're at, because you can attract the wrong attention and get attacked as a result. So again, great tool, but you got to know when to use it. Echo finder thing here, let's put the captain. This is a great tool. Echo sounder is when this checks your depth. Okay, so if you're like in a harbor and you're trying to sneak in or sneak out, you could use the echo sounder to find the depth below the boat, and you can adjust how much you dive depending on how much room you got. That way you're just not crashing into the bottom, scraping the hull and creating all kinds of sound where the patrol craft will find you. So again, there's two levels, and let me see if I can get it. You have the ping deep. This one can let people know that you're here, because it puts out a sound and nearby enemies can see you. You have ping shallow, and this one right here won't be detectable. And this is the good one you use while you're in a harbor or something. And this one, no one's going to know you're there, so you can go ahead and use it. See, he just pinged it. He got 12 meters. So we have 12 meters under the boat right now. So again, click it again. Have the captain come check this out. 12 meters. Okay, so we have 12 meters of room, 12 meters underneath the boat we could dive. Gyro compass. This right here is good for when you're going out to sea and you're using it for navigation and everything. If you don't have somebody at the navigator booth right here, you can get lost at sea, and it takes you like a day or two to figure out where you're at again, and you can get really lost and way off course. So again, if you get lost out at sea, put somebody on the navigation station, okay? And what he'll do is he'll not only prevent you from getting lost, but he'll fix your coordinates, but stop your engines, okay? Put your engines to a stop. All right, and let him fix your course. That way you're not drifting out several hundred or thousand miles or some direction that's low on fuel and get you stranded out there. Okay, so again, very important. Let me see what else we got. Just detailing the control room. You have your observation scope. Again, great for using for like doing certain tasks and stuff. It's like, I don't use it very often, but you can use it to look at certain things, or makes it more convenient if your officer's down here below decks, pull it up. Depth steers. Now this is important because you can be trying to attack a convoy in rough seas. So you'll have people in the dive planes, but you can assign an officer here. You assign an officer here, and the officer can help keep the boat as steady as possible. So when you're making an attack, try and assign somebody to this location to keep the boat as steady as possible. He also keeps you from breaching the surface and getting discovered and things like that. So it's good to have a dive officer here to try and keep the boat steady while you're trying to make an attack. Radio room, you'll get messages from headquarters here and stuff. When you're up on the surface, you could use the radio. When you're underneath the water, use the hydrophone, okay? And I'll show you a tactic that we use when we go out to sea with the hydrophone. I'll just grab a mission, run us out real quick, and use it. So anyway, so radio room, you get messages from headquarters, missions assigned, things like that. And you could turn the radio on. And what's also great is you notice up here you have the radio La Rochelle and you have the radio Gibraltar. Well, say for instance, here's your morale, right? Okay, and discipline's going up right now. But let me see if I could turn the radio on. As you can see, my discipline now is going up even faster. So when you get times, you can't do this in an alarm, but go ahead and turn this off. You see, it goes back down. So when you're in an alarm, you can't use it, but when you are not in an alarm and your morale's really suffered, you could turn the radio on and it really helps boost morale of the crew and everything, gets everyone back into fighting shape. Another thing you could do is the captain can play cards, or any of the officers can play cards. And you can see here, when he comes down to play cards, let's go ahead and see if the crew joins him. And what that does is, if he does that, he can also help improve discipline. Let's have the captain play some cards, and let's see. This one goes up a little higher. Oh, as you can see, boom. You know, goes up a little higher. Let's see if this stacks with the radio.
Captain.
So we have base 1, varied dishes, because we got different things reading. We're playing cards is +7, music's +10, so now we got 17. So, I mean, this morale's skyrocketing right now. See, he's playing cards with the deck and stuff like that, so I'm gonna turn the radio off. So now he's playing cards, we'll let him do that. And so these things, discipline can become quite an issue when you're out and you're submerged for very long periods of time. You're under a depth charge attack and everything, and what's a pain is the discipline at some points are going to run out. But with the captain, and the thing is, people, when they snap, they start making noise, they start hollering. You can have an ability which increases your captain. You can call him Iron Captain or whatever, where he can like knock them out, or you could try and calm them down. But the thing is, while he's trying to calm them down, they're hollering and carrying on, and they can be attracting destroyers. So anyway, what's cool about when the discipline runs out is some of the sailors can become sea wolves, which is they'll become hardened, and you want to keep those sailors. And then other sailors become cowards. When you get back to port, get the cowards off the boat, replace them with other sailors, until eventually you have more sea wolves and stuff, and then your crew will just won't even be affected by discipline. Okay, forward torpedo room. What's important about the forward torpedo room is here you have the commander, Alfred, who's he's an engineer, and his job is to not only load these torpedoes, which he's doing, but while you see I'm sitting here in port, he's moving these to the torpedo tubes, but you can see it's opening up room for me to store more torpedoes. Okay, the same goes for the stern torpedo. So while you're at port, you want to make sure you load up all your torpedoes. See, he's still got an open one. I'll go ahead and put that in. Yes. So he's going to run back and do this one. He's also got this forward one. You could just go to here and speed up the time. There's a way to speed up the time to do this, but I'm just messing around showing you everything. Okay, here's a storage locker, helmet, coffee. Get a couple of these before you go, and also get these and put them on like your captain and stuff. I heard that they're equipped with these, which they're going to need depending on what kind of room they're working in, because they're making EB gases. So what you can do is put this on your captain or something, because it helps them, like if you need to block a leak, it helps them block a leak and block it better until it gets repaired or something like that. This is used for going on missions. It just helps out the officer going to do like away missions or something. Coffee. I use this a lot because a lot of times your crewmen are going to be dead tired, especially if you're pursuing a convoy and getting ready to attack. So they can drink a couple cups of coffee, and it helps them get their energy back, where they're a little more efficient. So that's in your storage locker. Of course, you could add more stuff to that. Again, another card table. Here in the galley, this is where they cook their food, and you have a storage locker here. And this storage locker is very important. As you can see, it holds shells, medical kits. And right away, we have some potassium absorbers. And what's really cool about these is these are what scrubs the air when you're underneath on your sub. So in the ventilator, You throw them in there, you transfer them, see it frees up a hole in your storage locker. It also has room to add more pads, but the thing is you have to level up upgrade your technology before you access more of these. So anyway, throw that in the ventilator and then switch to your galleys. You can see it has access to the deck gun, flak gun, ventilation, galley. Switch to your galley. You can see I have more room to add more food. Let's go ahead and add more bacon. See, 20 bacon, the galley is full. This is the food I got remaining. I have 40 rounds of deck gun. As you can see, the deck gun still has plenty of space. Flares designed to be fired from large, so it shoots flares. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and take these here. You can only have 40 in a slot. There. Say yes. And what it is he's going ahead and he's moving the ammo to the deck gun. But what you can do is add crew members. Okay, right here. And you've added 2 more crew members. Now they're all going to help him bring ammunition up to the deck gun. And you'll see them with backpacks on. There they are. So they're going to take all that ammo and they're going to move it to the deck gun. Okay. So they're doing that. I got some spare parts here and everything. As you can see here, I got plenty of thousands of rounds of flak ammo, flak gun ammunition, but also I got room. I got space. So let's go to another crew member. All right. Let's go to the flak gun. Let's go ahead and get him. We got some scrap metal here. I'll probably leave that in the boat. But let's go ahead and see if we get stuff. I'll see. You know what? I'll buy more before you stuff it in there. Okay, so I got them doing this. The deck gun, which he's already taken care of, I guess. Take a look. Got 40 rounds. He did not do anything with the deck gun. Let's have the radio guy do it. Transfer. Yes. Add crews. Okay, he's loading torpedoes, so I'll just leave him to that. So there they go. They're gonna file out. Let's go ahead and speed it up. And you can see them actually coming out to the deck gun and loading it. We should have it loaded here shortly. There's another easier way to do this too. As you can see the count coming up is you go in here and it makes it go by in days. But when you're out to sea, this is how you're gonna have to load it. So let's see, 12, 15, 18. Alright, so let's let him keep going. $20. Alright. They're loading that. In the galley. It's full. Wait till I'm gonna wait till he's done with loading that. Move the parts. Actually, I go to the guy, talk to him. So here's the guy in the warehouse, and he's gonna want to give you your food, your torpedoes, everything. So let's go. Show me what you got. Okay, so he's got parts. I only got 6,000 for my budget, so it's not gonna buy me much. But this budget goes up astronomically as you go on. Of course, anytime there's food available, I buy it. Liquid bread, canned bread. I mean, let's get some. So we got fuel. Make sure you refuel. Okay. Torpedoes. I look at. So I got all of these open slots. These are slots I have open because they've loaded what I've had on board. So you want to make sure these are all loaded, and you transfer a new set of torpedoes to your boat. Okay. As you can see, it costs quite a bit. I'm already down to 1266. Let me just get a T1 for the back. Down to 466. See, deck gun is almost full. Black gun. I can transfer 23 rounds. That takes me down to about 6. Leaves a little room in the deck gun. Fuel, torpedoes, items. I don't even have enough to buy any extra items, so that's it. Goodbye. And see, this is where you can also do your upgrades. So as you do research and technology, you can come in and there's certain stations here. You can see like the engine can get a snorkel. You got let's see, oh yeah, batteries, accumulators. Okay. You have radio upgrades. hydrophone upgrades, how much they cost. You have toilet upgrades, helps with morale. You have torpedo upgrades, you know, more advanced torpedoes. And you have the conning tower, can get upgraded to add more anti-aircraft slots. So you got some cool upgrades you can do. So you say goodbye, and now that's the warehouse, you know, where you're loading all the stuff, get all your food, get everything. And here it says, all unit off duty for 2 days. So go ahead, let's click this. And this is loading torpedoes. This is getting everything taken care of for the next couple days. All right. So let's go in, let's check our storage here. Yep, flak. You see there's 23 rounds that have been I stuffed in the flak gun area. Let's go ahead and move 6 of the replacement parts in there. You can see it fills it the rest of the way. Escape. Actually, let me assign somebody to that. Oh, looks like somebody's already got it. Yeah, they're already moving it. Okay. So let's make sure that it got moved. Yep. Let's go to the flat gun. You see I got extra parts stuffed in there. So every little nook and cranny that you got on your boat, stuff it with something. Spare parts, rounds. You know, here's the flat. I got thousands and thousands of bullets. Well, I'll stuff a couple shells and everything. Thing is, you'll have to pull them out. Remember, they're there. Pull them out later during the voyage. And you cannot access them, obviously, when you're underwater. Things like that. Deck guns. It's got a little bit of room, but, you know, we'll worry about that when we do it. The galley is obviously full. So the galley's full. Everything's good. Let's check our torpedoes. Yep. He's even got it heated up for us. Again, this is a crucial step to remember when you're going to attack, is to make sure the engineer is down there heating up the torpedoes, because it gives them a much higher chance of going off. If you don't do this and you shoot them, there's a good chance some of them will be duds. So always try and heat them up to shoot them, and remember to do that. See, he's got them all heated up, and the heat slowly dies down over time. And as you can see, my torpedo, my extra storage, is all full. Okay. So basically, captain's playing cards, morale's good, oxygen's good, and oxygen, speaking of that, you can see I got the 20 pads. The 20 pads are in there. I'm not going to turn it on right now, but you can, the pads are in there, and when you're underwater, you just turn this on, and this will replenish your oxygen supply. And the pads just make it more efficient. You can still use this without anything in it, and it'll still replenish your supply. It's just not as efficient. But the air can only be cycled so many times before eventually the quality just runs out, and you're going to have to surface. In which, if you do need to surface, you can go to like a deck to wash, which just kind of just sticks the tower out to kind of refresh the air, and then go back down. So there's ways to get around it. All right. So the boat is full, everything's good to go. You can go on, get the skipper and go talk to this man in recruitment, and this guy allows you to recruit more sailors, officers, whatever. You could promote officers from within, but you got to have the renown. So I'll choose my crew for assignment. As you can see, I got room for 2 more sailors. So you can look at these sailors here. Let me get out. So show me their files. I don't have the renown to buy those guys, so let's go ahead and just put this guy and this guy. Okay, I'm crew. I still have a couple extras. Here are my officers, my crew. Okay, we're good. We have 18 sailors, 5 officers. Okay, we got a leader on board. All right, so the crew is full up. And this is where you can go to promote people, things like that. Say goodbye. And you head over to this car. We have the leading officer. And this is where you get your missions. So you have a couple options here. Like when you come back from a patrol, you can give your guys a vacation, and these are really good. But you gotta sequence the vacation with, like, if you're doing research at the headquarters. So, because for instance, you have vacations you can do, which can give you a 100% boost to your research speed. So if you're working on a research project that's taking like 45 days or some ridiculously long time, it will cut that time down significantly. Not to mention, I would not do any missions that have you creep into harbors or very shallow waters, enemy harbors and stuff, unless you've come back from patrol and you have a vacation perk, because it's invaluable for missions that require a lot of sneaking and invading, because it keeps your crew, the discipline, from going down like at all. So keep in mind, if you're going to take really hard missions that involve a lot of creeping and sneaking, do those missions in between coming back from patrols. That give you a big, huge vacation discipline benefit. Okay? Because you're going to need to be underwater for a long time, and people start to break and they snap, and when you're in like 15 meters of water and you have people screaming at the top of their lungs, patrol boats will come over and they will destroy you. And they are very fast, and they are very obnoxious, and they will just drive over, drop like 2 depth charges, and you're dead. You can ask for favors here, and what this is when you come back, when you do so many missions, as you can see, I have 0. But when you come back from certain missions, and there's missions you could take that give you prestige, is you can come back and you can increase how many officers you have operating on board, and you can increase it to 7 later. Free roam, you can leave without having to take orders. Headquarter influence opens up possibility to send officers on missions in headquarters. So you can have officers that get a boost when they're in there researching. Allows you to run 2 missions simultaneously. Not very much, but a couple cool little perks. Here, when it's on the step here, it says what's new in headquarters. You can click this, and this takes you to the research station. Okay, as you can see, it's empty, but you have to assign an officer to the research station. Okay, and there's different officers for different things. Like you could see here, radar needs a radio man, sonar decoys needs an engineer, snorkels, engineer. Okay, and it says here, warning, this work is still early stages of development. Attempts to complete it before 7/5/1942, or 1941 now, will take twice the more time. Okay, so you can try and research some technology that came on later in the war, but why would you? It's going to take you double the time, unless, of course, you have a perk, because you can get experience for that officer to boost his research speed, and then do a vacation when you get back from patrol. You could really reduce those times, these double times for some of the stuff. See, 12 days, you need a leader. So it tells you what officer you need, and the thing is, you have to take one of these officers out of your roster and put them in research, which can make crewing your boat, armored conning towers, kind of a pain in the butt. We have ammo production 1, and you have tiered, so you have T3 torpedoes, you have tiered research. Hydrophone T1, tier 1, stuff like that. Or you can go military stash. Stash large quantities of ammunition near non-days prevent it falling into our hands. So you got like special assignments. You could do aerial reconnaissance. We send our officers to Loft to organize aerial reconnaissance to recognize defense in the area. So you can have these guys, if like you're going to do a mission where you're heading up to creep into this harbor or do something, you can have people go up there and reconnaissance the area. You can kind of see what the defenses are, how to sneak in, etc. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. As you can see here, the map is pretty extensive. Go across, you have sectors that go all the way across over here. You got Greenland, and you got Florida, Caribbean. Yep. You got the whole map out here. Exit. So anyway, that's how research works. And I don't usually put an officer in the very beginning on research, because it basically, he doesn't have any of the perks to increase speed. And like when he goes on patrol, you can get experience and level them up and everything. So I don't kind of start research till after I can get like an extra officer on board. And you can do missions to get extra officers, and I would seriously take those to help boost your numbers. That way you can drop an officer off to start your research. So let's go see what missions are available. So we talked to him. So we talked about all the different options he has. So what are your orders? As you can see, the first one here, it's yellow, and here's the difficulty. Okay, it's yellow. It says deliver, here goes the transport, I spy. And he wants you to take this spy in here. Do not do that. Okay, first mission, it's like I said, you're going to be underwater a lot, evading patrols. Your guys are probably going to snap. And the thing is, another problem is if your guys snap, they could also have heart attacks, and you need medical kits to save them. So again, this wouldn't be a good mission first patrol, because it gives you a lot of resources, and it gives you an extra crewman right here. But again, this is your first patrol, and your guys are going to be, they don't have any benefits of having a vacation or anything. So I would save a mission like that for like a second patrol, or any patrol where you've come back from got a vacation and your guys are like the best possible discipline. Here's you see this green arrow is green. This would probably be a good start because it gives you about 10,000 as reward. Sink about 4,000 tons, which would be like 1 or 2 ships. It gives you 33% prestige. Okay, so this is a good, good beginner mission. Get out there, learn how to do a torpedo attack, set things up. No problem. Red. These missions are the hardest. Okay, these missions can include attacking large convoys with carrier escorts, destroyers, tons of destroyers. I mean, there's been times where I've fought convoys that had 12, 13 destroyers, recon carriers with escort aircraft, and they are all over you. Again, not that big a deal if you got like the right equipment, like sonar decoys and stuff to throw them off. But when without, especially a beginning mission, as you can see, it gives you plus 100% prestige. So there's a good chance you'll just be able to come back and be able to get one of those points right away. But again, not a good mission to start off with as a very first mission. Let's go to the green one. Okay. So you select that. You now have your mission. Okay. Go ahead and hit M. All right, say goodbye. I hit M. As you can see, you can zoom in. Here's the big map. I'm just going to show you real quick. See, you have harbors over here. Here. You have Bermuda Islands. That's a checkpoint. Caribbean Sea. South America. Here's another checkpoint. Okay, so what's important is that when you go around out in the ocean, these little dots right here, like Western Approaches or North Atlantic, right up here. Anyway, what's great about these is if you've gone by and you've discovered these, which you just drive by them, what you can do is when you start your another game, you can just click on this and say, I want to travel there. Well, we're not going to do that right now. But you could just say, I'm going to travel there. And it's going to be this much food. It's going to be this much of this and this. And it sets you there, and your gas is pretty much all the way up. Your food is probably consumed a little bit, but it's nice because it's a fast travel. Get you out there in the zone really quick. Okay, and real quick, I already have a convoy. I'll just go to the patrol area real quick. So let's go ahead and put all standard. When you travel in this game, just like they did back in the war, is you don't go around at flank speed. Okay, you can see the gas is being pulled down and it's being consumed so much, and it gives you a range. But what you could do to help with that is take this guy here. Okay, he's already on the engines. Give him crew members to help him with the engines. You can see my consumption now has gone way down, and you can see additional sailors minus 30%. So this will help with fuel consumption, getting wherever you need to go. Okay, you can see now we're underway. And here's some of the controls up here. Here's your engine controls, your depth controls. You can see decks to wash, periscope, crash, dive. Here's your rudder. You can turn the boat if you want. And another way to do that is you could rotate around. You could hold the right mouse button and it'll move, like this case, see? You can move left or right and it'll turn the boat on its own. But again, it changes the course of everything. We want to make sure. Get out. Okay. Could have gone down south, but it doesn't matter. I'm just showing you how this all works with getting out of the harbor. And of course the map, which is what we're looking at. Here's your time compression up here on the top left. This is scope 0.5. It's still kind of slow right now because we're near the harbor and we have activity going on. But as you get further away, it will boost up. Again, you see I only got a big sight bubble. As they get tired, this bubble shrinks. And the more crew members, see if I take the crew members away, it shrinks. So a good rule of thumb is if you surface, give the captain a full crew so he can get the biggest sight radius. As you can see, it's speeding up quite a bit. Slowing down because I'm near land. Alright, so we're on the way. Sure. Don't run aground here. Going by the island. So I'm just near land, so it slows the time down. I'm just going to go to the patrol area real quick because I want to show how you can dive and look for boats, because it seems like a big issue, and I had a buddy of mine having this problem. As he says, I get to the patrol area, I'm going around, I don't find anything. And you're just like, well, I don't know. But anyway, while we're traveling, you can see the little blue bars on the bottom left side of the characters. Okay? A quick access panel to access the characters is to hold tab. And you can see it brings up all the officers. And you can tell them what you want them to do. Go to sleep. So like here, he's asleep already, but you could tell him to go to sleep sooner to conserve energy. And again, my engines are being left undone. I don't need this man heating up torpedoes right now. Switch him to engines. He has a full crew. And you'll see that I'll have the efficiency here as soon as he can man the engines. He's walking to it right now. So you hold tab, you can tell these guys anything you want them to do. Okay? And then give them crew. Just add a plus down here on the bottom left. Tell them to go to bed. You can see their stats. What they're good at. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fast forward. Let's have a man. You never know when you get called from the radio. Let's have a man on the radio. Because you might get an order from headquarters, which you need to know that they sent you. Because they may tell you where a fleet is, or some kind of other mission. It is daylight. Captain's up on deck. He's with his crew. Radio operator's getting tired. Let's go ahead. Have him go to sleep. Have you man the radio. Have you man the engine. Okay. So you got a lot of crew management you got to do while doing these missions and stuff. Fuel's doing great. Everyone's pretty rested. So we're doing all right now. I have a transmission from. Give you an extra. Doesn't need that. Haven't heard a transmission from headquarters or anything. So, yep, here we go. So you could pause it. Okay. So transmission, you got to decipher the transmission. We have chimney smoke, which we could go after if we want. I'm just gonna get to the patrol area right now. So here it says we have information on a crucial has been loaded on a freighter Empire Longford. It must be sunk at all cost. What's nice is they'll give these, and here we found a chimney. It was valued 150. You'll see here, boom. Okay, so pause it. Here's the transport group. So headquarters has already told us where this is. So what you could do, see the direction it's heading, which is heading towards us. Kind of mark a line out. And what's the thing is, that usually you use this for fleets you find when you're underwater, but anyway, I'm not going to engage them right now. I'm just going to go into this area here and show you how to locate ships, because this is a headquarters special mission. I really don't care if it passes by. But you would draw a course that basically intercept course to intercept that and sink that ship. Okay? You know what? This will probably get a good opportunity to do a torpedo attack, position torpedo attack, because I can do it real quick. Okay, so we're on an intercept course. We've reached the patrol area. Sending out the message, getting more credits. Okay. Sometimes they're not in this particular area. What time of day is it? Daylight. So captain better have his full staff. You know, I'm gonna give the captain a little bit of coffee to wake him up some, so he sees a little better. Okay. So you give him some coffee. So he's a little better off. He'll see him a little better. All right. Sink. We're gonna head towards this direction. We got chimney smoke, so we got another convoy or something nearby. That might be the group. Oh, maybe not. Maybe a different group. So we're going to cut across, because sometimes you may have the idea. There they are. See, the group is actually up here. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to mirror this convoy. We're going to shadow it. Okay, kind of. And what you want to do is you want to stay out of visual range. Okay. I don't think we can see them on the horizon. Right click to adjust. Oh, there it is. So you can already kind of see what kind of ships we got. We can even identify them if we wanted to. We have rough seas, so this will make it a little more painful to make an attack. Again, still too far away to probably see if we got escorts. You can even find out their speed if you wanted to here. We're going to try and get ahead of them. Okay. Because we need to get ahead. Get in position here. Alright, get up a good ways ahead. Okay. And you can use flank speed here because we're just trying to position. Okay, so we're turning. Turning. Try and get in position real quick. Morale is going up. Let's go ahead and go to periscope depth. See everybody getting below decks. Captain can go ahead and turn the light down below into silent running, which is blue light. So, yeah, I didn't explain that earlier, but Captain, light, blue for silent running, red for night, of course light for day. So he's gonna turn that blue. Let's get radio man here. He's gonna assist with the improved depth keeping. Alright, we're underwater. Come down. Gonna zigzag it a little bit. Get ourselves within range here. Let's get one of these guys, him, on the hydrophone, so he can give you a distance. See. We're at a good range here. Now, let's get the captain on the attack scope. Here we are, periscope depth. There's the ships. Okay, so captain's getting in position. Manual mode. As you can see, we're kind of breaching a little bit. Somebody's looking out. I can tell somebody's looking out the observation scope. So you won't be in the way. There we go. What am I looking at here? There we go. Alright, there's a little right click. Alright. Raise it up. W. There we go. Mouse. There we go. Okay, so you lock. Okay, let's find out what he is. He looks like an Empire Bell. We recognize that. Another thing I look at too is when you're looking at this, let's draw out 3.8. No, I'm sorry, wrong one. It's draw out, it's about 8.5. Okay, this is when you want to set torpedo depth information. Mast height, 30 minutes, okay. Let's get its range. Hit E, and it brings it up. Q brings it down. What you're trying to do is set the bottom of the ship on the tops of the mast. Okay. Set 2 kilometers. Let's go ahead and get speed. Speed, you put this at the front of the boat, and as soon as it touches, hit start. Okay. Let this boat go all the way through. See if we can get another boat while we're at it. You don't have to do this for every ship. Just get one ship and you'll have the speed for pretty much the rest of them. Sometimes I take time, after I've made an attack, I'll take time because speeds may have changed because they're panicking. But before the attack, the speeds should generally be the same for all the ships. And the tail's about to go past. Stop, set, we're at 5 knots, angle of bow. I set this as if I'm going to shoot him at 0. But right now he looks like he is slightly away, like that. But maybe as he comes across my 90, he's going to be flat. So I set him flat like that. So again, in front of the ship, set it like this, boom, set. You can see it says 100%. All right, lock onto the next target. It is also an Empire Bell. Like an Empire Tower, possibly. I'm gonna go with this. Okay. Again, set the range. Put this up. These to the. That. He's not 3 kilometers. Sometimes you just gotta get all this information as best you can. I should be having the guy heat torpedoes, and I'm gonna put 5 knots. 5 enter. Okay, angle of bow, he's 90 just like the other ones, set. Okay, he's set in case. Let's look at torpedoes. Nothing's been warmed up. So, because I have him on depth steers. Right there, that's a mistake. Let's go ahead and have him start warming up torpedoes. We got time. Let's give a crew, he does. And let's take the guy on the engines. Start warming up torpedoes too. So they're in there both working in there, heating up torpedoes. Because you want to warm these up, give you the best chance of we're going 5 knots, so let's go ahead, fast forward. Alright. Let's have these guys. Need 4. And I need you to do tube 3. So, warming up the next 2. Let's go ahead and look at the scope. Captain's in bed. No, cancel that. Alright. They're warming up the next 2. I'm going to let them get warmed up first. Let's go ahead and speed it up. Okay. Get the captain on the scope. Let's get ready to shoot. Alright. This way. That's the back of the boat. Okay. There we go. There's another one. The other one's probably behind it. Lock. Torpedoes.
Rohr 1, bewässern.
We're going to set the depth down.
Rohr 2, bewässern.
3.5. Leave dispersion knots. We're going to put 2 at them.
Rohr 1 bewässert. Rohr 2
Los!
fertig.
Okay. What we got here? Oh, we don't have his info. There's the other one. Okay.
Rohr 3, bewässern. Rohr 4,
Do
bewässern.
another range check on him.
Rohr 3 bewässert.
Same.
Rohr 4 fertig.
Los!
Usually, proper way to do this is you shoot the furthest one first. Torpedoes are on the way. Fast forward. Okay. Warmed up. Let's see what we got here.
Treffer.
Boom. Strike.
Schwere Schäden am Rumpf.
Serious damage. Set that one deep enough, so that ought to cripple that one pretty bad. Might get hit again shortly. Let's see. Nope, the other torpedo missed it. Okay. Use my chart changing course.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel.
Oh, will he get it? Will he get it? Will I get that nose? Will I get that nose? Yes, there it goes. How much damage did I do?
Der Aal ging daneben, Herr Kaloy.
I don't know how I did on that one. But normally here too, you could see that these ships do not have, I don't think they have any weapons on them. They're damaged.
Rohr 5, bewässern.
Normally I don't shoot right now because these guys will be
Rohr 5 bewässert.
zigzagging. But anyway, you could surface at this point and go and man a deck gun, whatever, and you could sink all these because you can come down and obviously see with your scope or like this that the ships, this one here, is dead in the water. That's a done deal. You can come in basically with your deck gun and finish these off. This one right here, you could see this bow where they're hit at the front. It's hurting too. It's got water even going over the decks. It's probably going down. So, yeah, these ships have been wrecked. So you just come in and finish the job. And that's pretty much the gist on how you do a torpedo attack. Now, this is a torpedo attack against ships without escorts. Okay, and the big convoys are going to have them. Some of the things you could do to make your boat quieter is you could change the depth steering. Let me exit out of this. Here, and it says here, see switch to manual steering. If you're on electric, it improves depth keeping. Electric does a better job of keeping depth keeping, but the thing is, it makes noise. So turn that off. Okay, so it reduces your noise print. Again, this gyro needs to be turned off. You can see the sound waves coming off of it. So turn that off, and put it in blue, silent running, everything, so it keeps the ship quiet. Okay, yeah, don't run the vent. You can see oxygen's going down, but we're good. And again, torpedo room, I'm at all stop. So there are things you could do to help your boat be quiet, and other than if you have somebody snap, but our discipline's looking really good. It says here, you just take a look up there. Too much work from officers. Okay, so go to the officers, take people off,
Herr Kaloy. Kapitän.
and you'll notice that'll affect the
Herr Kaloy.
discipline.
Herr Kaloy.
Captain doesn't need any of these guys. Oh look, discipline's going back up. So discipline's been handled. So, you know, it's just all about, what's interesting about this game and what I really like about it so much is it really adds all the fundamentals kind of like of managing a submarine. Basically how much food you can pack, thinking about where you can store extra things, managing psychology, you know, doing like these attacks, you know, setting things up. It's just pretty amazing. It's like, as I've been doing subsims since Silent Hunter, Silent Service back in the 80s, and this is by far, I think, one of the best ones I really enjoy. So anyway, I think that's it for my tutorial. I really hope that it helps. If you had any questions, just leave them in the comments. And if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe and everything. I plan on doing plenty more videos. I'm doing several videos right now of patrols running through the entire war. I'm seeing if I can make it to the end of the war, and it's already been several instances where I've been destroyed, or it's usually a bug or something happens where I get destroyed. But I've had a lot of close calls, so you can check out some of my other videos on the U-boats. I have where aircraft, don't fight aircraft, just dive, crash dive. They are nasty, and it takes one lucky hit and it can ruin your day. So anyway, again, like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and I'll continue putting these videos out and giving you more hopefully good content, and please enjoy. All right, have a good day.